One of the big reasons why families feel so at home in Hendersonville is because life just feels more manageable. And if you've got kids, finding balance and a manageable lifestyle is definitely a big key. When people first visit Weaverville, they're often surprised by how much character a small downtown like that can really have. There are locally owned restaurants where owners actually recognize their regulars, and coffee shops that become an everyday part of morning routines. Community events that also help the town feel more connected. For families that are busy juggling work schedules, sports practices, school events, and errands, the convenience that Fletcher offers becomes incredibly valuable. You're close to the airport, you're close to major highways, shopping centers, healthcare, and restaurants, which means commuting becomes less of a commute and means you're going to have more time together as a family. Western North Carolina is a destination that people move specifically for one word: lifestyle. But lifestyle is different for everyone. Some people are retired and moving here for the peace and quiet. Some people are moving here on their own just to experience the outdoors. But what if you're moving here with a family and kids? There's a lot of questions that cross your mind because you're not just making this decision for yourself, you're making it for your entire family. I hear regularly, where will my kids have a good childhood? What are the schools like? What are we going to do on weekends or when it's raining? Well, I am here to answer that question for you today. And I'm going to start this off by saying there is no single best area for families. It all does come down to what you prioritize and what your goals are for you, for your kids, and for your family. But some people prioritize best schools. Some want just some place where they can have a big yard or have the house that all of their kids' friends want to come and hang out at on the weekends. There's a lot of different variety out here. And today we're going to go through some of the different towns around Western North Carolina and discuss what it looks like to live there with a family so that you can figure out if that's the best area for you. For those of you that don't already know, my name is Dylan Slattery and I'm your Western North Carolina realtor. I am one of those kids that did grow up in this area and actually relocated here when I was in middle school, so I feel like this is a pretty good topic for me to talk to. But now I am a realtor here, and I make these videos every single week so that you can understand a little bit about Western North Carolina and hopefully find the perfect place for you. If you get any values from these videos, or maybe you just enjoy watching content on Western North Carolina, please feel free, like, subscribe, follow along. There's a button floating somewhere. I never know where it's going to be after editing, but I want you to find it so that you can know when we have new content coming out every single week. Now let's learn a little bit about some of the towns around Western North Carolina that might be perfect for your family. If someone came to me and said, we want to move to Western North Carolina with our family, where would be the best place to go? Without me knowing anything about them or their family, the best starting point would probably be Hendersonville, North Carolina. And the reason for that is balance. There are towns with bigger mountain views. There are towns with a more active nightlife or cheaper housing, but Hendersonville consistently checks more boxes than almost anywhere else in Western North Carolina. One of the big reasons why families feel so at home in Hendersonville is because life just feels more manageable. And if you've got kids, finding balance and a manageable lifestyle is definitely a big key, especially when they're younger. But you're not fighting big city traffic like you would in a more urban area like Asheville, but you also don't feel like you're giving up a bunch of conveniences. You have grocery stores, pediatricians, sports leagues, restaurants, and great schools all close by. That just means you're spending less time feeling like your kid's chauffeur and more time actually enjoying that family life. One thing I notice about many families that relocate to Hendersonville, North Carolina, is how quickly weekend events turn into weekend traditions. A Saturday could start by going down to your favorite local cafe for breakfast on Main Street and then walking to a farmer's market, or maybe going on a hike in Pisgah. In fall, you're probably going to be spending a lot of your afternoons at one of the many orchards in the area, either picking apples or drinking cider, or just letting your kids run wild in one of the kids zones, just having a good time and building memories. Around Christmas, Main Street actually transforms with lights and holiday decorations into what feels like a Hallmark Christmas movie, and community events just become something that your kids look forward to every year. That's what Hendersonville really offers. It creates a kind of routine that turns into traditions and memories that your kids are going to want to pass down to their own. From a housing perspective, you have nothing but options. If you want an established neighborhood with more mature trees, they have that available. If you're looking for newer builds with open floor plans and community amenities, there are those as well. If your dream is just a few acres outside of town where you can have a little bit of a homestead, room to roam, well, there is plenty of that in the Hendersonville area too. Another thing families appreciate in Hendersonville is that it grows with you. A young couple buying their first home can actually stay here as their family expands, and many do. There's a nice mix of starter homes, move-up homes, and neighborhoods that people just stay in for their entire lives. If you're looking for a town that provides small-town living without feeling isolated, Weaverville might be your location. Weaverville is the kind of town where life just naturally slows down, but not in a way that feels inconvenient. When people first visit Weaverville, they're often surprised by how much character a small downtown like that can really have. There are locally owned restaurants where owners actually recognize their regulars, and coffee shops that become an everyday part of morning routines. Community events that also help the town feel more connected. For families, that is one of Weaverville's biggest strengths. It still feels like a place where neighbors know their neighbors, and kids ride bikes throughout the neighborhoods. Families gather at local parks, and there's plenty of community events to make sure that you know who's living around you, and you can bump into familiar faces pretty much anywhere you go. What makes Weaverville especially appealing is its location. Sitting just north of Asheville, you're only about 15 to 20 minutes to get to downtown. That means you also have access to the museums, larger shopping centers, restaurants, concerts, and healthcare, while being able to go home and change that pace quite a bit. As you start going back to Weaverville, traffic starts to ease up a little bit, the streets start to quiet down, and it starts to feel a little bit more like your own hometown. Housing in Weaverville ranges from older homes near downtown to newer developments with sidewalks and community amenities. You'll also find custom homes in the area, tucked into hills with mountain views and a little bit more privacy. If your family enjoys spending time outdoors, you're surrounded by opportunities in Weaverville. The Blue Ridge Parkway, hiking trails, river access, and plenty of mountain adventures are all close enough that you can enjoy them in a spontaneous afternoon rather than having to plan out an entire weekend. That means that the outdoor adventures really become part of your everyday life. Weaverville is a great fit for parents that want their children to grow up in a close-knit community while still having access to everything Asheville has to offer, and of course, the great outdoors. Some towns revolve around shopping, others revolve around nightlife. Mills River revolves around the outdoors. If your family enjoys staying active and being outside, it's difficult to beat what Mills River offers. In Mills River, you are surrounded by some of the best outdoor recreation in the Southeast. Within minutes, you can be hiking in Pisgah National Forest, mountain biking world-class trails, fishing mountain streams, or enjoying any of the many rivers that make this region so special. For kids, this often means childhood looks way different than it could in other places, and in a great way. Weekends become camping trips instead of going to the mall or sitting around shopping. Birthday parties turn into hikes and playing under waterfalls, and summer afternoons are spent exploring creeks rather than sitting at home staring at a screen. Parents love the location for practical reasons as well. You have Asheville Regional Airport right up the road, just minutes away. Commuting into Asheville or Hendersonville for work is relatively easy, and newer residential developments in the area have brought more housing options over the past decade. Another reason Mills River continues to grow is its employment. Several major employers are nearby, and many remote workers really appreciate having a reliable infrastructure in place while still being able to enjoy the mountain lifestyle. If your family's idea of fun consists of hiking boots, bikes, fishing poles, kayaks, and campfires, Mills River deserves some serious consideration in your next move. Sometimes the best place to raise a family is not the flashiest. It's just the one that makes life run more smoothly. And for a lot of people, that's Fletcher, North Carolina. Fletcher sits almost perfectly between Asheville and Hendersonville, making it one of the most convenient places to live in Western North Carolina. For families that are busy juggling work schedules, sports practices, school events, and errands, the convenience that Fletcher offers becomes incredibly valuable. You're close to the airport, you're close to major highways, shopping centers, healthcare, and restaurants, which means commuting becomes less of a commute and means you're going to have more time together as a family. Many neighborhoods in Fletcher are actually built with families in mind. You're looking at sidewalks, cul-de-sacs, community pools, and playgrounds, and newer homes are still common. If you're relocating from a larger suburb, Fletcher feels more familiar while still giving you mountain scenery and a slower pace. Another huge advantage is that newer construction tends to be more available in Fletcher than in some of the other mountain towns. Buyers are often looking for larger open floor plans, larger kitchens, home offices, and attached garage that just gives some more options. For families who prioritize practicality without sacrificing the ease to outdoor recreation, Fletcher offers one of the best bounces in the region. If your dream isn't to just raise your kids, but to raise adventurous kids, Brevard is hard to top. Sitting in Transylvania County, Brevard is known as the land of waterfalls. Nature isn't just something you visit there, it's built into your everyday life. Imagine finishing dinner and then driving to one of your favorite overlooks 10 minutes away to watch the sunset. Or spending Saturday teaching your kid to skip stones in a mountain stream and then stopping downtown for an ice cream. That is a reality in Brevard. That's just normal life. Families tend to be drawn to Brevard because it encourages people, and especially children, to spend time outdoors. Hiking, mountain biking, kayaking, camping, fishing, pretty much everything outdoor recreation, including plenty of waterfalls, become a regular weekend activity when you live in that area. The town itself has a surprisingly vibrant cultural scene, with music festivals, local restaurants, art galleries, and a welcoming downtown that gives families a great place to play, enjoy, and explore when they're not out exploring the wilderness. As far as housing goes in Brevard, it ranges from neighborhoods close to downtown to mountain homes with acreage, making it appealing to a wide range of buyers simply because you have a wide range of options. For parents who are looking to raise their children who appreciate nature and an active lifestyle, Brevard is hard to beat. Waynesville feels like the idyllic mountain town that many people picture when they're thinking about moving to Western North Carolina. The historic downtown is full of locally owned shops, cafes, and restaurants, but what really stands out is the sense of community that Waynesville brings. Families gather for parades, seasonal festivals, outdoor concerts, and holiday events that bring generations together. Kids grow up fishing in local streams, hiking mountain trails, exploring the Blue Ridge Parkway, and playing sports in a community where local support runs deep. Housing in Waynesville gives buyers a lot of flexibility depending on budget and lifestyle. You could have a charming in-town cottage, a mountain view home, or something with a newer subdivision depending on what your lifestyle is looking for. There's plenty of variety in and around the Waynesville area. But Waynesville appeals to families who are looking for a slower pace, a strong sense of tradition, and a feeling of a childhood that's still centered around being outdoors and being part of a community. I know I've talked a lot about communities, but if you are looking for a community and a town where you just feel connected, it would have to be Black Mountain. People don't just live in Black Mountain, they participate. The downtown is extremely walkable, filled with locally owned businesses, coffee shops, bookstores, and restaurants where you'd likely recognize familiar faces every weekend. One thing families in Black Mountain really appreciate is the welcoming atmosphere the town has seriously fostered. Whether it's youth sports, music festivals, holiday celebrations, or just gathering in town after school, there are plenty of opportunities to become a part of the Black Mountain community. Another huge advantage for parents is the location. You're only about 20 minutes from downtown Asheville, so you can really enjoy everything the larger city has to offer while still coming home to that quieter mountain that Black Mountain thrives on. Real estate there ranges from historic cottages and mountain cabins to newer developments and custom homes with some incredible views. Black Mountain is especially appealing to families who value community involvement, walkability, and a feeling of belonging where you live. If you've been keeping an eye on towns in Western North Carolina for a while, this next town may or may not be a surprise on the list. For many years, buyers overlooked Canton. Today, it's quietly evolving into one of the better values in the region. Families are discovering that they can often purchase more property with larger lots and newer properties than they can in neighboring communities. In addition, the downtown has continued to improve. Local businesses are investing in the community, which is a huge plus, and its location between Asheville and Waynesville makes it practical for plenty of commuters. For younger families just starting out, affordability can make a huge difference when looking to buy your first property. Buying a home that leaves room in the budget for vacations, youth sports, or college savings can be more valuable than stretching to buy an expensive property in this current market. Another huge part of the appeal is that Canton is still growing and evolving. Buyers who move here today are becoming part of what Canton will be in the next chapter. Now, as you've probably noticed as I'm going through this list, I didn't highlight areas that had the best schools or areas that had the best youth sports, because those are things that are pretty easy to find. What I wanted to go through today was how each of these towns feels and what living there would look like. Kind of wrapping it up, if you want a best overall bounce, Hendersonville is probably your location. For a small town charm near Asheville, you might want to look deeper into Weaverville. If you want outdoor lifestyle, Brevard is hard to beat. But if you're looking for convenience, Fletcher offers a good balance of both. A mountain town atmosphere like Waynesville is beautiful if that's the kind of lifestyle you're looking for, and you can find more of a community feel closer to Asheville at Black Mountain. If you're looking for more home for your money, take a good look in Canton, North Carolina. And for an active lifestyle, Mills River is situated in the perfect location. I know I've said it before, but I honestly believe one of the biggest misconceptions people have about moving to Western North Carolina is that there's one perfect town for everything and every family. And the truth is, the best place depends on what you value most and what you want your child's childhood to look like. Some families want to walk to festivals and coffee shops, while others want acreage where kids can go out and explore without having to worry about where they're at every moment. Some want newer neighborhoods with sidewalks and playgrounds, and others are looking for mountain views and a slower pace of life. The good news is that Western North Carolina offers all of it. You just have to know where to look. If you're considering a move to Western North Carolina, either for yourself or for your family, I would love to help you find the right location. Go ahead down in my episode description. All of my contact information is there because every day I hear from people just like you that want to make Western North Carolina their new home. If you get any value from these videos, or maybe you just like learning about Western North Carolina, I would love to hear from you. What are some things you like? What are some things you want to learn? Leave a comment or just say hi. Until next time, I'm Dylan Slattery.